But welcome. My name is Devon. This is an Align and Flow class, so I like to say, just because there are some new faces, I like to say that it's not necessarily easier. We focus on alignment, and sometimes that means longer holds and a slower pace, so it can be hard in that way. Um, Today we're going to do some hip opening. We're going to eventually get on our hands a little bit, but this is a pretty deep hip opening class, and so you can anticipate some space. And we'll be working on the idea of acceptance. So that's the invitation for the practice, is to cultivate the sense of acceptance, not just for your body, but for your mind and your emotional body as well. I think that we all have varying degrees of resistance that we're applying on our own lives. And this practice can become an amazing tool through awareness that can show us, like illuminate where we're providing that resistance and creating that friction. And so we'll play with just letting things be exactly as they are. Much easier said than done, okay? We're going to start in a seated position. So you can grab your block if that's comfortable, or any comfortable seat. You can sit on your knees as well. But just go ahead and find a tall spine. Allow your eyes to close. And take a couple moments to settle in and arrive. And so this class is giving yourself the gift of a slower pace, a slower practice, so that you can really use these postures to go deeper. And so right away, drop into the sensations of your body, the experience of being in your body right now. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And find an open mouth, exhale. Really nice. Another time, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And just one more. So big into the belly, into the chest. Open mouth, let everything out. And then seal your lips and begin to flow the breath in and out of your nose. And so whether this is a particular circumstance in your life, or maybe it's just practicing moment to moment, can you start to invite that softness of acceptance into your awareness? And oftentimes that really does mean just allowing the imperfections and the discomfort to be exactly what they are. You can stay in this seated position for as long as you feel like you need to really become present. If you feel like you're ready to move forward, you can keep the eyes soft, but just slide off of your block so you're in a cross-legged position, bless you, on the floor. Okay, with your legs crossed, inhale, reach your arms way up. As you exhale, twist over to the right, taking left hand to right knee, right fingertips lightly behind you. Press down through your right finger pads to find more length through your spine. Reach through the crown of your head, and then with that length, you can go ahead and move into a bit of a deeper twist, pulling right shoulder closer to spine. Take a deep breath in. Stay here and breathe out. Good. Inhale, come back to center, arms reach up. And exhale, twist over, this time to the left. Right hand comes to your outer left thigh. Left fingertips prop you up. So feel the length of your spine first. Feel the reach through the top of your head. And then go ahead and move deeper into rotation if you'd like, hugging and retracting your left shoulder closer to your spine. Another breath in. And stay to breathe out. Nice. Just come back to center. Take both of your hands to your knees. As you inhale, it's like a seated cow pose. So you'll rock forward, belly forward, chest forward, look up. And then as you exhale, round back for a seated cat. So really press the back of your heart out. Inhale, rock forward, open the front line of your body. And exhale, round back. And we'll just do it a couple times. You can close the eyes or soften them. Just start to open up through the spine. Linking your breath to the movement. Good. One more round, in and out. And then next inhale, you'll come back to center. From here, widen your legs. So we'll move into a wide-legged forward fold. It's pretty early in class, so we're going to focus not on how deeply we fold forward, but just on the orientation of the pelvis. So you can go ahead and just manually remove your seat out from under you so you really feel your sitting bones poke the floor. For a moment, take your hands to your hips and spill them forward. So it's like if your pelvis was a bowl, you're like spilling all of it forward in front of you, okay? From there, you can take your fingertips to the ground. Good. Flex your toes up to the ceiling. And you can come forward as far as you can maintain that length in your low spine, just for now, okay? We'll move deeper into this a bit later. Stretches like this. Good. If you're feeling pain on your inner knees, you might be folding too deeply or your legs might be too wide, so you can adjust accordingly. And then maybe you just drop the head and give yourself time to take some deep breaths. Another few breaths. So the inner thighs are a hip compartment. Okay, so we will work all 5 hip compartments throughout the class. So just being aware of each compartment and the kind of unique sensations that come with them. Okay, you'll take one more deep breath into the fold. And then gently walk your hands back towards your body. You can use your hands to bring your legs together, cross over your ankles, and find a child's pose at the back of your mats. So widen your knees. Toes touch, belly between the inner thighs. Rest your forehead down, fingertips forward. And just some quiet time. Good. Allow your belly to be heavy between your inner thighs. And then maybe rock forehead side to side. Breath in your child's pose. Okay, from here we'll move into seal or blooming lotus. So you'll keep your hands where they are, come up like tabletop position, and then drop the front of your body to the ground. Good, like court up here. So your toes will lift to the back of your head, big opening in the front of your body. Instead of dumping your pelvis to the ground, try to find a little bit of a tuck. So you're rounding your pelvis underneath you and keeping your low back long. Good, take one breath in, open, and exhale, flow back, child's pose. We'll move like that a couple times. Inhale, coming forward. Gently open the front line of your body. And exhale, child's pose. Good. 2 more times. Okay, next time you come forward, you'll hold it. So hold the seal shape. From here, you'll take your legs, drop them down, tuck your toes, so they should be wider than your yoga mat, and press back to a wide-legged downward facing dog. Your legs can be really, really wide here, so you might experiment with having them off of the mat. It's almost more like a prasarita. And just play. You can shift your hips from side to side, but keep driving your palms into the ground so you keep the upper body nice and long as you open up the back line of the legs. Maybe your head drops, shake it yes and no. Just getting really spacious here. And take another breath. As you exhale, slowly walk your hands back. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold at the back of your yoga mat. It'll feel basically like Prasarita. Yeah, you can turn your toes inward if you want a little more space in your pelvis. But for this wide forward fold, bend your knees a little bit. Good. A lot of you are holding on with the neck. So see if you can let that go. Shake your head yes, no. And then what would it look like for you to feel a little bit more acceptance in the depth of your fold? So instead of pushing and resisting, whether that's physically or mentally, how do you really meet your body exactly where it's at? Okay, take another breath. Stay here, forward fold, deeper. Good, and then you'll find a halfway lift. Use your fingertips to lengthen your spine along the floor. These look really nice. Wrap your shoulders back so it's almost like a back bend. Good, exhale, forward fold, let everything go. Now keep your legs where they are. Come all the way up, wide-legged mountain. Reach up through your fingertips. Good, hands come together. You can gaze between your palms. Take one breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Relax your shoulders down. Good. Inhale, sweep your fingertips back up. Mountain pose, maybe the palms touch. And exhale, big forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Come all the way back down. Take a halfway lift through your spine. Walk your hands forward all the way to the top of your mat, and you'll walk your feet in as well for plank pose. Okay. And just hold this plank for a moment. You're welcome to tap your knees down to the ground. That's no big deal at all. Okay, we just want to start getting the core a little bit more involved. Press back through your heels, drive down through your palms, and then work on stiffening your midsection. Can you just really be with the discomfort of the posture, maybe the imperfection of today's alignment? Okay, how can you soften into it? For one more breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Your feet are narrower now, so you might feel some differences there. Let's take a deep breath in together. Open mouth, exhale. Really nice. Another time, inhale to the length of your spine. Exhale down the back of your legs. Seal your lips, but keep the sound. Breath in and a breath out. Nicely done. Lift your right leg high. Exhale, slow step through, low lunge. So at this point, you might choose to grab your blocks. I like blocks in a low lunge, not because it makes it easier, but because it takes it out of your low back. And then maybe a little bit of gentle movement forward and back, side to side. Okay, when you're ready, back knee comes down to the floor. Inhale, Crescent Moon. Sweep your fingertips up to the ceiling. In today's Crescent Moon, I want you to think about taking your tailbone and rounding it underneath you. So it's kind of like you're trying to shorten your left hip flexor, okay? But actually what we'll be doing is stretching deeper into it. Awesome. Relax your shoulders, energize through your fingertips. Take one deep breath in. Exhale, half split, straighten your right leg, shift your hips back. You can use your blocks if you'd like. And flex your toes, get into the hamstrings, so another hip compartment here. Try to tap into a little bit of cow pose in your spine. So instead of rounding, we're lifting the sitting bones up to the ceiling. It will help you lengthen deeper into the hamstring. One more breath. Okay, as you exhale, drop your right pinky toe toward the floor, kind of like a windshield wiper. Good. And you can stay there. If you need more, walk your hands over to the right side of your yoga mat for an IT band stretch. Good. Feeling it, huh? Flex your toes back towards your shin. Drive out through the heel and breathe. What does that energy of acceptance feel like in your body? Can you feel how the body kind of disarmors with the energy of acceptance? Okay, 2 more breaths. Really nice breathing. Come back through center to your low lunge. So you'll crawl forward. And then we've got a really big transition here. So as you inhale, it's a star pose. Open up to the side of the room. Really nice. Exhale right into horse. Bend your knees. Sit into your heels. Really good. And feel your shoulders stack back over your waistline. Hands to your heart. Good. I want you to think about sitting your pelvis deeper and widening your knees away from each other. Good, and we'll breathe a little bit. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, slower. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands through heart. Really nice. One more time. Inhale, reach. Sitting deeper into your hips, exhale. Good, star pose. Reach up and out to the back of your mat, warrior 2. You'll turn your left toes to face the back wall. And then go ahead and deepen into that left knee bend pretty deeply. Yeah. As your left knee drives forward, okay, you are pressing through your right leg, okay, extending your feet through the floor. Most of you need to lift your right arm up to be in line with the left one. Good. Very nice. And then just be with it. So be with the space that your body is taking up. It's a lot, right? And then can you reach longer through your wingspan, taller through the crown of your head, right? Taking up just a couple more inches of space in every direction for one more breath. Now inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm goes up and back. Feel a sense of leverage. So as the left knee bends forward, right, your upper body pulls back to leverage the side body a little bit longer. One more breath. Exhale, low lunge. Hands come down to the ground. On your inhale, step your foot back, high plank, back of your space. Really good. And then slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Okay, if you're pregnant and showing, go ahead and take a tabletop instead, and you'll find spinal extension versus Cobras. For those of you on your belly, we're setting up for Cobra, hands underneath your shoulders. Elbows should be poking up. Good. Start with your feet, dig them into the ground until kneecaps lift. Sink your pelvis into the floor, and now start to hug your elbow tips together. Good. From the pinch of your shoulder blades together, lift your heart off the ground. Good. That's it. Tops of the feet are down. Perfect. Now can you reach longer back through the toes, farther forward through the crown of your head for one breath in, Kristen. That's beautiful. Exhale, mouth to the floor. We'll wave through a couple more Cobras. Inhale, lift your chest up. Back body is doing the work here. And exhale, release. Good. Once more. Inhale, waving up. Exhale, mouth to the floor. Good. Press up either into a tabletop or a plank, whatever feels better in your body. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up to the sky. Take a moment. Next, inhale, your right leg lifts. Take your time. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot forward. Good. And just pause for a moment. So you've got your right foot underneath knee, ankle under knee alignment. Really good. Now start to lighten up through your fingertips. Good. You can walk your foot a little bit further forward. And then when you're ready, inhale, full crescent lunge. Lift your arms overhead. There it is. Good, Carmina. Squeeze the inner thighs together for balance and stability. Can you sink your right shin bone farther forward? Okay, if you've got that low back sensitivity, bend your back knee a lot. Okay, that leg does not have to be straight. Take one breath in. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your fingertips back. And this is about length. So feel your back heel lift up higher. Try to stretch your heart beyond your right toes. Okay. And you'll feel your belly engage and stiffen to support this length. Okay, for one more breath. Next inhale, warrior two. You're still facing the back of the room. Okay, so stay with the right knee bent. Perfect. You're just here for a couple breaths. Breathe. Exhale everything out. Okay, inhale, star pose. Straighten your legs, reach up and out into space. Now we'll take a lateral lunge. So you'll bend your left knee. Sit your hips back as you lengthen your torso forward. You can stay here. This is a little bit more of like a strength posture. You're getting into the glutes. If you'd like to take it deeper into a stretch, you can find Skandasana, okay, where left heel pops off the floor and you're squatting into your left leg. Good variations in the room. Regardless of where you've landed, your spine is really long. Okay, your side bodies are lengthening out of your hips. Nice. If you're in Skandasana, this lower kind of crouch, just make sure that your right toes are flexed, pointing straight up. A breath in. And a breath out. Very nice. Turn to the front of your space and walk that left foot all the way into runner's lunge. So we're carving out the hip joint, basically. Okay, runner's lunge, your left foot, it's on the edge of your mat. Your ankle should be slightly beyond the knee. And then we'll all drop the back knee down. Okay, I like blocks. You don't need to use blocks. It's totally up to you. If you feel like you need to come down to forearms for more depth, you'll do that. Okay, we've got a bit of a longer hold here. Now, instead of just sinking in your pelvis, okay, think about squeezing the inner thighs together a little bit, just a little bit, like 10%, 15%. And this is your moment to maybe drop the head, close the eyes, unclench your jaw. Doesn't matter how often you practice, it doesn't matter how many classes you've taken or what you do, the body is always going to present something that's not exactly ideal. How can you just be with it? Right? Give it your attention. Right? Placing our total presence onto a circumstance that's uncomfortable. It's the same thing as acceptance. Two breaths. If you're on your forearms, make your way to your palms. Everybody pick up your back knee. As you inhale, lift your hips up just a little bit. Exhale, your right foot steps forward. You're in a wide fold at the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the floor. Exhale, fold, let everything go. Up to mountain pose. Inhale, stand, palms connect overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart, ground down through your feet. Inhale, mountain, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale at the bottom, halfway lift, pull your spine even longer. Exhale, high plank, plant your hands, walk your feet to the back of your yoga mat. Good, you're in your plank for a deep breath in, chin off the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up to the ceiling. Really nice work. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot forward between your hands. Maybe you grab your blocks. You have a couple breaths to sway or wiggle into your lunge. Really nice alignment, guys. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent moon. Sweep your fingertips up. Good, so we don't have to just dump everything forward to get the space we're looking for. All you have to do is think about taking your pelvis and curling it under. It's like you're taking your pubic bone towards your navel, and that will help lengthen the right hip flexor. Got a breath in. And half splits on the exhale, left leg long. Shift your hips back. Flex your left toes up to the sky. Nice. Remember the cow pose thing? Yeah, there it is. So your sitting bones curl up to the ceiling a little bit. And then just feel. It's really all we're doing in this practice is putting our body into shapes that elicit sensations. And we're putting our awareness on those sensations and training our body to become present. Training our mind to be present. Okay, IT band stretch like a windshield wiper. Left pinky toe drops to the mat. That might be more than enough. Okay, if you want more, walk your hands to the left side of your space. Keep driving through the left heel. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Just be with that sensation. The mind likes to think that if only we think hard enough, maybe we can change something, right? That's like the first layer of resistance. Take another breath. And slowly come back to center. Crawl forward into your lunge. Then we've got that big transition. Inhale, star pose. Straighten. Reach up and out into space. Exhale, horse. We'll do something a little different on this side. So sit nice and low, hands to your heart, and then hinge your torso forward as you stick your booty back. Elbows will work their way towards inner thighs. This is called bear pose. If elbows aren't quite reaching, feel free to take your hands instead to your inner thighs. Okay, we want to use a little bit of traction here to wedge the elbows or the knees wider. Okay. And right away, there's just a lot to feel into, right, in the pelvis and the hip creases. And try to make your spine parallel to the floor for 3. 2 breaths. Exhale. Just the spine lifts up. Horse. Now inhale, big star. Should feel good on the legs. To the back of the space, warrior 2. Turn your right toes and settle. There's all sorts of ways that our mind creates resistance in the yoga practice. And elsewhere, of course. But on the mat, it's like in the form of constantly adjusting, trying to fix the posture. Probably it's not going to feel perfect. So there's a degree of like accepting the discomfort and then transcending it. Okay, exhale your breath. Reverse warrior, right arm up and back. But feel the opposition in your body. Okay, so your right knee bends forward and slightly open. But your right fingertips stretch up and back. Okay, just take another breath in. Exhale, low lunge, hands come down to the floor. Really good job. Inhale, high plank, step your foot back. Slowly lower down to your belly. Okay, 3 more sets of rolling cobras here. So set up your body first. Strong legs, elbows poking up. As you're ready, inhale, cobra, peel ripple. It's like rippling your spine up off the floor, and then exhale, waving it back down. Good. Again, inhale, lift. So feel that kind of articulation of the spine as you come up, and then exhale down. One more time. Good. Bottom of that exhale, tuck your toes. You can press up to a table or a plank, whatever feels better for you. And exhale, downward facing dog. Really nice. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. And then just finding your lunge down here. So making sure that your stance is long enough. Begin to lighten up in your fingertips here. Good. And then use your legs and core to rise up to a full crescent lunge. Perfect. Very, very, very good. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Beautiful alignment, Amy. Shoulders roll back. Shoulders come back over the hips, but your ribs hug in. Yay. Really nice. Take another breath. Exhale, airplane arms. Sweep your fingertips back. Hinge far forward. Farther forward than you think. Palms face the floor. There you go. Lauren, that's really nice. Feel that stability in your left footprint, right? Left toes pointed straight forward. The weight is distributed equally there. Next inhale, warrior two. You're still facing the back of the space. Left toes forward. It's just a few briefer breaths here. Awesome. Shoulders soft. Exhale your breath. Inhale, star pose. Take up more space, like your feet could go through the floor. Good. Exhale, lateral lunge. Bend your right knee. Sit your seat back, hinge torso forward, and you can hold that lateral lunge, or you drop into Skandasana, which is basically that deeper squat in the right leg. Left toes flex up to the ceiling. Good. One more breath in. And stay here to breathe out. All you do is turn on your feet. Walk into runner's lunge, facing the front. So your right foot will walk out to the edge of the mat. Once you get into that alignment, feel free to set your left knee down as you did on the first side. Good. And then just finding your variation. So maybe that's forearms on the mat, dropping the head down. You know, you've got a bit of a longer hold here. It can be helpful to think about in the body, like, what if this degree of space was perfect for you? What if you could know that for sure? It would take away this tendency or need to push, to fight. What if the hardest circumstances in our lives were perfect? Right? If we had that certainty, then acceptance would be easy. And you can imagine what that would feel like. Right? You can feel the body soften, the mind release its grip. Okay, 2 more breaths. If you're on your forearms, you'll come back to your hands. Lift your back knee up off the ground. Inhale, hips rise about halfway. Step your left foot forward, wide to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift as you lengthen and hold the halfway lift. Good, so it's heels in and toes out now. So your heels are on the edges of your mat, your toes are wide, and you'll begin to sit down into Frog Malasana. Hips drop between the heels. Try to wedge your elbows between your knees, hands to heart. Now you might also be up here, and this is also a great place to be, okay? So it's finding the depth that works in your body. Can you lift your heart up toward your thumbs, okay? Your elbows are pushing your knees wider, but your knees are also squeezing into your arms. Good, Lou. Maybe soften the gaze. We'll take about 5 rounds of breath here. Do your best to push into the nice edges of your feet as much as the big toes. Good focus, guys. 2 breaths. Inhale together. Stay for the exhale. Hands come down to the mat or blocks. Slowly lift your hips up. Move into a forward fold with your feet hip-width distance or together, whatever you prefer. So just walking the feet in a little bit closer. Good job. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Some of you walk your feet in a little closer, hip-width distance at least. Inhale, chair pose. Sit down into your heels. Sweep your arms up. And breathe. So your weight is back in your heels here. As you sit into your heels, your knees should be bending deeper forward. Awesome, Court. Good alignment. Feel that your right foot is right underneath your hip. Okay? And then from there, we'll move into Garudasana Eagle. So shift your weight to the right, left leg wraps on top. You can either kickstand your foot or tuck it behind. And now left arm goes under. You can hug the shoulders or take your full eagle wrap. So Garudasana. Shift your weight back towards your right heel and then slide down into the compression of your inner thighs. I want you to especially work on pressing the elbows away from your heart. So you start to feel a roundedness or protraction behind the heart as the shoulder blades pull away from each other. Good balance. Stay with it for another breath. Keep the depth. Inhale, chair pose. Arms sweep up. And we'll just simply switch sides. So weight to the left. Right leg wraps over or kickstands. Right arm under. Your version. Whatever that looks like for you. Work for depth. Push your elbows away from your heart so the shoulder blades protract. And move the breath. Here for another inhale together. And exhale. Good. Staying low in the legs. Inhale, chair pose. Arms sweep up. And exhale, fold forward. Come all the way to the mat. At the bottom, you've got your halfway lift. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale this time. Tuck and curl. Ball pose. So you'll bend your knees. Round everything in. Try to bring your forehead to your knees. Chin to chest. Is super round in the spine. And then gently come onto your seat and find your back. Once you get to your back, you'll pull your knees to your chest. So knees to chest. Just going to work on a little bit more core activation for where we're going later. You'll take your hands back behind your head. Take your legs into a tabletop shape. Good. And then with your knees stacked, you can see that they're stacked over your hips. I want you to take them a little bit farther to the front of the room. So your knees past your hips towards the front mirrors. Okay, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off of the ground. Good. Inhale, lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Maybe your knees move even farther out. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders lift. The knees might naturally come in. So as you inhale and lower, the legs might even start to move all the way to a straighten. And then exhale, you come in. Good. We'll keep going like that. So maybe the legs are going out on the diagonal every time you extend. Right? And then every time you exhale, you're bringing elbows towards knees. Really good breath. Let's do it 3 more times. So moving with a lot of control. And 2. Okay, last time, you'll hold it on the in. So elbows towards the knees. Good. Now I want you to separate your knees so that your toes are together. It's kind of like child's pose, but your knees are open wide. And then reach your arms towards the front of the room. Good. So your forearms should be on your inner thighs. And then from here, I want you to try to walk so that your triceps are actually what's touching your inner thighs. And walk another inch. So you're walking your arms down your legs. Good. Flex your palms forward. Now squeeze your inner thighs into your arms and your arms into your legs for 10. Walk farther forward if you can for 9. Keep breathing. Squeeze the legs together. Push the arms out. 5, 4, 3, 2. Release. Knees to belly, head to floor. And just one more. We'll change it up a little bit. So take your legs up to the ceiling, straight, and then widen them. So kind of like our wide-legged forward fold at the start of class. On your next exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off of the ground. Straighten your arms to the front of the room through the legs. Now bind your forearms to your inner thighs and try to walk your forearms forward. Good. So you're walking your forearms. Maybe you can even get your elbows to touch your inner thighs. Now squeeze the legs into the arms and the arms into the legs. Just for 5 slow counts. 4, 3, 2, and release. Just squeeze your knees in. Maybe rock left and right. Massaging your low back into the floor. And start to rock forward and back along the length of your spine. We'll meet in a forward fold, top of our space. Let's get into some crow. So if you know crow pose, you're welcome to go ahead and get into it and just start practicing a longer hold. If you're not interested in crow, you're just going to come back to frog, right? Which is what we already did. Feet wide, knees wide, elbows between, okay? You could also take child's pose because that's another great hip opener. If you want to practice crow, you'll follow me. If you're scared of, what's it called? Face planting? That's a word, right? Face planting. Okay, if you're worried about face planting, you can take a block or 2 blocks underneath your face, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like. Hands come down to the mat, kind of like plank. Well, exactly like plank. And then you'll fold forward, okay? Walk your legs in as close as you can to your hands. Bend your knees and get them to tap the triceps. So knees to triceps. Yep, you're doing it. Now the key here is to look forward. 6 inches past your fingertips, more or less. Now you have to start leaning into your palms. So give your hands your body weight, okay? You have to keep leaning forward. So you'll find that moment when you have to lean forward in order for the feet to leave the ground, okay? Once your feet leave the ground, you practice sucking everything up and in, toes towards the seat. Okay? Play with it. Yeah, there it is. There is this moment, right, where you're like, oh shoot, I'm gonna fall forward. That's actually the exact moment to really grip with your fingertips and keep your weight forward. Okay, you have to go forward that extra inch, that extra second. Very, very good. Otherwise, you'll just rock back. I'm sure some of you are feeling that. Keep the weight forward, forward, forward. Yes, that's it, Jackie. Keep your gaze forward too. It will help. Good, Kristen. Keep the weight in the fingertips. You can do it. Forward, 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 forward. Yeah. Good. There you go. For 3. And 2. Good. Nice work, you guys. Come forward all the way to your belly. Take your right arm out. Thumb is in line with the nose. Okay, you'll use your left hand, roll onto your right side body. Your left foot can land behind you as a little kickstand here. You're welcome to also half bind the left arm across your low back if you like that. We're going to be here for a bit of time, so I invite you to close your eyes. Feel into the front of the shoulder, the chest. Be heavy through your skull, through your temple. And so the thing about acceptance is that there also has to be letting go of what you thought you wanted. Right? So in the practice, it's letting go of the way that we think we want something to feel or look like so that we can actually be with what is. So we can actually gain the space to see how maybe that's what's better for us. Take a breath. Exhale. And slowly come back to your belly. The left arm will go out. Left thumb in line with the nose. Use your right arm to help you roll over to your left side body. Right foot can land on the floor behind you. Maybe you half bind the right arm across your low back. And try to take some of the muscling out of it. About 2 more breaths. And slowly rolling onto your belly as you feel even. And then from there, just flip over. So your belly is facing the sky now. Bend your knees once you get there. Walk your feet out as wide as your yoga mat. So knees bent up, feet down, as wide as your mat. Good. From here, we'll move into a monkey twist. Let your knees fall staggered to the left side of the room. This might be enough. If you want more, you can take your left foot and gently set it on top of your right thigh or outer knee. And we'll release into the hip flexor. And eyes can close here. Take a breath. And then gently, knees come back to center. Keep them separate and let them fall over to the right side of the room. Matching the variation. So if you'd like, you can take your right foot on top of your left thigh, only if that feels good. And take another breath. And gently, knees come back to center. You can go straight to Shavasana, or if you like, you can squeeze your knees in one last time. Compression, maybe forehead lifts up to the knees, and then just stretching your body out. You've got time for Shavasana, so please get comfortable. Let your feet fall open, your palms rotate to the ceiling. And just allowing yourself to be with your body exactly as it is. And be with the mind exactly as it is, the moment, the circumstance. So, what if you knew for certain that everything in your life, even the most challenging circumstances, is actually perfect, perfectly organized for exactly where you want to go? What would that feel like to know for certain? Notice how your body softens, your mind takes a break, your presence expands. You're welcome to stay in your final resting pose. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. If you feel ready to move forward, just start to bring in some deeper breaths, some unrushed movements. Eventually, you can lift your arms over your head, take a full body stretch. Bend your knees, and just roll over to one side, fetal position. And pressing yourself up gently to a seat. Grow tall through your spine, relax your shoulders back and down, and then just gently hands together in front of your heart. And take a breath together. Open mouth, exhale. Good, again, breathing in. And breathing out. Thumbs to the center of your forehead. Bowing forward to the earth in love and gratitude. Namaste. Awesome work. Thanks for sharing your practice today. Hope you have a beautiful holiday week. And I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Alyssa will be subbing next week. So if you want to come hang out with Alyssa, that is always a good time. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. You're welcome. Yeah. For a week. Oh yeah, all my brothers. Well, two of my brothers. Excited. Yeah. So I have two more. Yeah. You've probably seen them. They just look so similar. Like they're like identical practically. Yeah. No. I mean they're 3 years apart. But they're both tall, big, bald. So it's like they kind of just all look very similar. Yeah. I think you probably have. Yeah. But all three of us will. Yeah, so that's Jay. And then there's Josh. Josh lives in California. Yeah, so it'll be all three of us out with my mom for a week.